completely sucks. I don't know about you guys, but the weather is horrible for us. It's raining and about 32 degrees, 32.5 degrees, and it's pouring out. What's it doing over there on the coast, Sean? Anything? Because it's not good here. Sometimes the lousy weather affects our internet speed too. I don't know how that's possible, but it does. So, come on, baby. Log me in. Jesus. What I wanted to do was just show answer Jeff's questions about how do you put pictures in your quotes. So what I'll end up doing, we won't start right away, but we're going to need to get 400 or whatever that was, 400 quotes out. And so I'm going to go into my templates here under quoting, and I'm going to build a template that says, you know, dear customer. Let me see if I can find a good one. Okay, so here's my general sort of email template for every estimate that we do. So this is, you know, in a lot of ways, this becomes your electronic brochure, right? So 40 degrees on the coast, it's about 8 degrees warmer than it is here. I don't know why it's not snowing. John answered my question. And I replied, sorry. So I'm gonna build a template that says, hey, you know, last year we did an estimate for you and you decided to go somewhere else. We hope that you'll consider using our service in 2017. I'll come up with some sort of an offer. You know, sign up before February 14th and you get a free popsicle or whatever. I'll come up with something. You always want to have a deadline and an offer going. So we'll send out our in January 400 or whatever it is rejected estimates to these people who got them last year. I will always have a process. So I will send them out with this. The next day I will send out an email that says, hey, I sent you an estimate yesterday. If you didn't get it, here's a direct link to it. And I will put the direct link in the email. And then we'll call them. We'll have Dan or Josh, we've got a great new employee, Josh, who will be working evenings. Call them. And, you know, don't be afraid of calling people. That is, you know, these are estimates that we've done, so you don't have to worry about the federal do not call registry. And a lot of times they're happy to hear from you. So you need to build a sales process that takes, takes you from sending out the estimate all the way through closing the sale. That cycle could end up lasting 90 days or more, especially because this is January. In our case here, we won't start till April. So it might be more than that. You know, we might call somebody January, February, March, April, and even into May. We used to have an employee, a salesman, his name was John DePaul, called him Johnny Deep. And this is back when we were, you know, calling off of paper estimates. We'd run estimates, and then, you know, John was a great salesperson. He would call them, and if you flipped over the estimate, the ticket on the back, you know, his notes on some of them would be exhaustive, like calling somebody every 3 days from January to April. And as long as you're being polite, as long as, you know, you're not totally, you know, being a jerk to them, it's okay. He wanted people to say no, but he wouldn't stop calling them until they said no. So your closing rate will increase the better you follow up. It'd be funny. You'd look at, it'd say January 7th, LMOM, which meant left message on machine. And then like every 3 days, you know, January 10th, talk to daughter, Mr. Not Home. January 13th, LMOM. January 16th, no answer. January 19th, LMOM. And there would be 20 entries. So you're only going to be able to grow your business from the fertilization side if you build these systems into what you're doing. Okay, so, and we'll send, in this case, we'll send out 400 of these rejects in January. We won't do them all in one day. You know, we'll set a goal so that, you know, these guys, Dan and Josh, will send out I haven't done the math yet. Probably should. I don't think we'll start till next week, but we'll do the math. See, this is helpful to me too. I need to do 427. So 427 divided by roughly 15 days. They're going to need to get out about 30 estimates a day. And then we'll have a system to follow up on them, including an email. If you use something that's automated, you could put it right into MailChimp, build a sequence, and have an email get sent to them every 4 or 5 days or whatever. Build in your calls too. Okay, so again, it's the difference between marketing and sales. You've done the marketing with this already. For some reason, one way or the other, one reason or the other, this customer or those people requested an estimate. So your marketing worked. Now your sales process needs to work too. So I'm going to build a template that says, it'll be called the 2017 pre-qual campaign or whatever. I'll, put a picture in there. We'll build out some, some language. And the question was, how do we put pictures in here? And I wanted to show you. I'm going to edit this particular template. Actually, I shouldn't edit this one. You know what I should do? It's already going, and the internet's going about 2 miles an hour, so I'll do this. The way that you put pictures into your marketing templates and even your services is by using a picture hosting site. We use PhotoBucket. And PhotoBucket right now, maybe this is what's making it go slow, is the slowest website you've ever seen in your life. And what you do is you upload pictures, photos to PhotoBucket. Hey, look at that, Johnny. Hey, look at that, Chris. And they store the picture, and you use the direct link for it, right? So anytime you want to, let me find a good one I can put in there. Here's a good one. I'll click on this baby. It's going to go slow, and it's going to bring us to a page that has URLs, okay? So it's got links to it. Come on. See right here? Direct link or HTML or email and IM. You're going to copy the direct link. Really all you got to do is click on it and it says copied, right? You come over here, this is still dragging. And what you do is you find the picture tab. Where is it? Right there, okay? Image. So I've copied the direct link. I'm going to put my cursor where I want it to go in. Let's just put it down there. I'm going to click on the picture. I'm going to paste that link into the URL. Okay? Click OK. And it drops it in there. So you're not uploading. Sometimes you can make it smaller right here too. You're not uploading the file to the site. You're putting a link there that's going to allow you to insert the pictures. That makes sense? I know some of you don't use this program, so you're just, hanging out. But I wanted to demonstrate that. You can change the size of it here. It'll do it for you. Bang. That's it. Okay, you can do that to. I'm not going to save that in your templates. You can also do that in your services. Same deal. See, look, this is still loading here. It's so slow. Something's going on. Any other, while I'm in here, does anybody have any other questions about MLQ on how to do it? I suppose when we begin doing them for real next week, I'll show you, and we'll keep track of them. We'll set a goal and make sure we hit it every week and follow up. But I love this tool. We use it every single day. I mean, if you look at leads from last year, this is just inbound leads, several hundred. Just when we use it for testing too, but 205 leads, so they were even coming in. December 16th was the last real one that came in. These are test ones, but so it's pretty good. Any other questions while I'm in here? I know that sometimes you guys have questions about how to set this up and make it work, so I thought I'd touch on it and show you. Let me close this. So the way you do that is with a direct link on a program like PhotoBucket. Sometimes you can do this. Actually, let's Google really nice lawn. Oh yeah, it's a really nice lawn. Sometimes you can actually use this link. Oh, except I don't think we'd want to link to that particular website. Let's try it though. So if I copy that link, go into here, see if this works, just for fun. It's not fun when the internet goes that slow, so let's try this. Nope. Oh yeah, see, that worked. That's another way you can do it, and you don't have to deal with PhotoBucket. The only thing is that when somebody clicks on this, I think it will take them to this page. So make sure that you're a little bit careful with that. Anytime you have a picture that is represented by a link, you can use it here. Okay, that's actually a nice picture. You might use that. It's so that you don't have to upload the files. Okay, really, that's all I wanted to cover today. I thought I'd touch on our plan here. You guys are super quiet. Nobody's asking any questions other than Sean talking about the weather out there in coastal Massachusetts. What else are you up to? Have you followed along and have you built your marketing plan? Are you ready to implement it? Is there anything I can add or help you with in terms of launching that campaign? I actually see there's a bunch of guys who haven't been on the call on today. If anybody wants to speak up and say hello, or if some of you guys have not been on the calls regularly, hopefully you've been watching the recorded versions, and maybe that's cool. Maybe you've kept up and gone along, followed along the whole way. Do you have the link for the due diligence site? Yeah, cool. Good question. Actually, let me give it out right here. I should email it, but I should put it somewhere where you can see it because I think it's a long link. But hold on. Due diligence site is a tool we have not really used much. It does have a lot of good information on there. We don't use it like we used to. I know what I can talk about while I'm trying to figure this out. We have a training coming up February 7th through February 11th. Okay, so it occurred to us last week that Monday, February 6th, was the day after the Super Bowl. And we figured that probably was not our best bet. So we're either going to have to reschedule everything and all the speakers and get a different room, or change it to Tuesday through Saturday. So the next training that we're doing will be here in Manchester Tuesday through Saturday, February 7th through 11th. You should all come to it. It's going to be a good one. Best email for Deb is dkelly@kellygreenllc.net. D Kelly, DKELLY, at kellygreenllc.net. How do you get MLQ to sync with MailChimp? It is not working, and it hasn't worked for a while. That's an awesome question. Let me go to this for a minute. No, let me do this first. Rich, I'll send you a link to this. But if you want to write this down, it's naturaltechinc.com/besafe/besafelogin.aspx. Just use this information to log in. Admin and password. That's the administrative login. We used to create individual logins so that we could spy on who was signing in. But admin and password. So if you go to this, type in admin and password, it'll bring you in. Okay. Were you able to get that link, Rich, or should I email it to you? I'll put it up somewhere. Going back to MailChimp and MyLawnQuote. MailChimp is actually where did my MLQ go? I should take that off of there. The MailChimp sync. It doesn't work, and I can't make it work. We've really tried to fix that, and it's a thing with MailChimp and their API, and that they just, I don't know if it's because we're just little babies or what, but I can't make it sync. So what I do, Glenn, so whenever somebody gets an estimate, we're changing the way we do it this year because we're using Infusionsoft. But what I used to do with MailChimp is I'd have a sequence set up. So every time somebody got an estimate, I'd have to manually put them on a list. Maybe I can show you right now. We're going long. It's been a half an hour, but this is kind of neat stuff. So if anybody needs to jump off, go ahead. Let me log into my MailChimp account and see if I can show you. All right, hold on. That's not it. Okay, cool. I got it. Awesome. All right, so to change all this up for this year, but every time I did an estimate, or we did an estimate, what I would do is do that estimate in MLQ, and then I have a sequence, right? So I'd have to drop in I think it was this one, spring 2016. Anytime we did an estimate, I would manually put that name and email address into this list. And every time somebody does that, every time somebody's dropped into that list, they get put into this funnel, this automation funnel, automatically. So you upload that person to the list, and here was that list say spring 2015? It says 2016, but it's probably the same thing. And here it is. Let's look at this. It is, I think, probably about 6 or 7 emails that's set to go automatically. This one goes 6 hours after we put the subscriber on the list. So we would send an estimate. They'd get the estimate automatically. We'd put their name into this list. 6 hours later, they would get this email. Let's look at it real quick. Can everybody see this okay? Dear friend, earlier we sent you an estimate for our professional lawn care service, and I want to take a moment to introduce ourselves. We'd love the opportunity to take care of your lawn. Just an introduction. Looking at it, it's probably too wordy. I'll change it. Need us to resend it? Click here. So it's a basic hello email that has to do with the estimate that we sent earlier. And then there's a total of, I think there's probably 6 or 7 in what MailChimp calls a workflow. Depending on the time of year, you can set up, this time of year I'd probably have it sent every few days. It looks like this is 36 hours later, the second one is sent, 36 hours, so we were looking at a day and a half. So it was probably, the last time I was using this was probably in April when it was time to get down to business, right? So we were sending emails every day and a half. You upload that or put that person on the list and then have an email chain of 7 emails, it's going to hit your customer. And the ease of use is so important, right? You always want ease of use. You want it to be super easy for your customers to sign up. You don't want to be overly salesy. You don't want to be overly pushy. So a combination of calling and this email chain really helps keep it top of mind. And look, our open rates are pretty good. That's really low. I wonder why that was so low. Must not be a good subject line. 8% is really low. If you can be around 20% open rate, you're in good shape. So these are all things I got to look at. It's time to get going. Your subject line makes a huge difference. I wonder why this one was 24% and this one was 8%. I guarantee it's a subject line. This one, this free organic tick control and 20% off that spring. That's a pretty good subject line. I don't know why that only opened at 8%. I know. I'll bet you because the word free was in the subject line. I bet you it got caught up in a lot of spam filters. Because that's a spammy word. So I'll bet you that the open rate was so low because I bet you a lot of people never even got the email. This one, your lawn on your terms and schedule, we work for you and we're never inconvenienced. That's a pretty cool subject line that got a 23% open rate. It's a really long subject. So I got off track here with MailChimp. The MailChimp API is failing right now. You can't automatically do it. You're going to have to manually do it, and that's okay. You can either cut and paste or enter manually into the list. That's what we did all last year. Yes, Rich, I'll definitely email you this, the link. Great question. For new hires, it's tough. I know it is. It's very tough. We've got a program going, Jeff. And if you don't mind, we'll use Velvet Green as we'll help with our school that we're running and we're recruiting for. We're reaching out to veterans. Veterans are able to use their GI Bill benefit money to attend the school. So our veterans program is actually up and running and doing pretty well. That's why the school got so good, because we've got people coming to it who are literally, depending on us to learn an entire trade, to learn an entire skill in a very short period of time. It's a week. That's not a lot of time, but we kind of, it's probably 40 solid hours of lots of speakers. Chip does a lot of it. It's good. I keep saying that. I'm sorry, but so we've got campaigns reaching out to veterans to try to get them to come to the school, either open up their own Be Safe dealership or, get involved with the industry somehow. So what we've been thinking, with a lot of you guys needing to hire and having such a difficult time hiring, that we could target specific areas with our marketing and try to get somebody to come to the school. And if there's sort of I hate to use the word guaranteed, but if there's the opportunity for job placement on the other end and the pay is a little bit higher than it normally would be than just a regular Craigslist ad, I think we can make it work. So we've talked to a couple other people. I think Rich, we emailed with you a little bit, Jeff. Well, there was 3 or 4 other ones. Where we can literally go out and try to find you an employee, we can train them and then send them to you. I think it's a great great concept because it helps everybody. So Jeff, why don't we go ahead and use that area and see if we can come up with something. We'll target some marketing there. Maybe you and I should talk about what that pay is going to be and that kind of deal. But I know that it's hard. It's hard to find good guys. And trust me, over the years, especially at Lawn Dog, we had lots of young vets who, if they're, you know, sometimes they'd come to work maybe a little hungover or something, young guys out, you know, partying, whatever, but they were just always the best employees, so good at following systems, the hardest working guys and girls you'd ever meet. It was a great audience to tap into. We hired vets all the time. And I think that this program will work to everybody's benefit. Signed up for the February training. I'd have to look. I think we've got like 6 confirmed, but it's still early. I think there's 6 confirmed. I haven't heard from any B-Safe applicators that are coming, current B-Safe applicators. So if there's any of you guys on the phone that want to come, please come. I see a couple of you who've been to the recent ones, and hopefully the feedback was good. Glenn, you enjoyed it, right? Hopefully, I think you were at the. Glenn, what were you at? The time, not the December one, but the one before that? I forget. It's good. I'm really happy with it. So if any of you are interested, I was waiting for Glenn to chime in, and he wrote, yes, very much, yes. He was at the November one, right? So the feedback is good. So cool. Anything else? Let's wrap up. We've gone too long. Guys, get your sales programs up and going. Don, yeah, we got to hook up. I agree completely. I think you ought to ask Chris to let you take a cruise to Amherst. You need to inspect our facility. You can hang out here any day. All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Get your sales program up and rolling. Get it going. Talk to you later. Have a good day. Bye.